Welcome to Money Patterns Decoded. Money is never just about money. It is a pattern. Today we expose one of those hidden patterns, see exactly how it controls your finances, and discover the precise shift that can set you free. Let's begin. Quick content note. This episode names a pattern that can touch deep feelings. If at any moment it feels like too much, pause, breathe for 1 minute, or return later. This is a practical micro practice, not therapy. Seek professional support if you carry heavy trauma. Here's a sharp observation about money. You can raise your prices, land better clients, and still feel poorer because there's an invisible subtraction happening long before you see your bank balance. It's quiet, it compounds, and most people never name it. Imagine earning $1 and an unseen toll booth takes a fraction off the top every time forever. After a year, the leak becomes a river. That's what shame does to money. I call it the shame interest pattern. Today I'll show you 2 hidden mechanisms, psychological and esoteric, and give you one 90-second daily ritual to stop the compounding. One shift changes your financial destiny. First, the psychological mechanism. Shame is internalized evaluation, the voice that says you're less than, not worthy to charge, or that your needs are selfish. That voice produces secrecy and avoidance. You underprice to avoid being judged. You hide income because visible money feels like exposure. You postpone invoices because asking feels like asking for mercy. Each behavior is a fee you pay to silence anxiety. Over time, those choices compound. Lower margins, missed opportunities, fewer referrals, stalled raises. It looks practical on the surface. I'm just being realistic. But underneath it's a debt of self-worth that you service with your decisions. Second, the esoteric mechanism. In traditions from Rosicrucian inner alchemy, the energetic maps of exchange, emotions have frequency and geometry. Shame densifies the field around your transactions. It contracts the angles of exchange, so energy can't flow freely. Imagine sacred geometry where a triangle opens to receive. Shame folds that triangle inward, making the aperture smaller. That contraction changes how opportunities find you, how others perceive your value, and even how money chooses to move through your life. The result is energetic resistance masquerading as bad timing. Reframe. Think of shame as compound interest. Not a moral failure, but a financial mechanic you can interrupt. Picture a ledger that charges invisible fees every time you earn, price, or accept money. The ledger isn't judgmental, it's mechanical. When you name the fee, you stop paying it. This shift moves you from self-blame to systems work. You treat your inner economy like a balance sheet, and you make operational changes. That's the power of a precise reframe. Now the high-impact daily shift, the 90-second principle forgiveness ritual. It interrupts the compounding shame by revaluing your transaction at the moment it occurs. Do this once per meaningful exchange each day. A sale, a paycheck, a tip, a client invoice. The ritual has 4 quick moves: acknowledge, rename, reallocate, and permission. I'll walk you through each step so you can use it immediately. Step 1. Acknowledge 20 seconds. Say aloud or in a private note, I notice shame around this money, or I notice the urge to hide, minimize, or avoid. Simple naming collapses the automatic loop. Step 2. Denominative renaming, 20 seconds. Verbally reframe the feeling as a transaction fee. This is the shame interest fee. It does not define my worth. Naming it as a fee externalizes it. Step 3. 1% reallocation, 20 seconds. Move 1% of the amount into a visible gratitude or rebuilding envelope, a literal jar, a separate account, or a designated line item. This small reallocation interrupts compounding by changing how your nervous system values the money. Step 4. Permission statement. 30 seconds. Speak a short, decisive permission aloud. I allow myself to receive. I will value my work. I release the need to hide this money. If you're overwhelmed, shorten each action to a single breath and a single phrase. I allow myself. That's the 90-second practice. Let's apply it. You just closed a coaching client and you find yourself wanting to lower the price in your head before you send the invoice. Pause and do the ritual. Acknowledge. I noticed the pull to reduce my fees so they won't judge me. Rename, this is the shame interest fee. It's not my truth. Reallocate. Transfer 1% to your gratitude envelope. Even $5 matters. Permission. Say, I did the work. I deserve this, and I let it flow. If a relative insists you should feel embarrassed for earning, that voice is the ledger charging interest. Use the ritual immediately. Repeat daily and watch your pricing gravity reset. A few troubleshooting notes. If the ritual triggers heavy reaction, shorten it to a single breath and the phrase, I allow myself. If ancestral or moralized shame surfaces as intense imagery, pause the practice and seek a trained professional. This micro-ritual is a tool to change habitual behavior, not a cure for deep trauma. Keep the practice consistent. Daily micro-adjustments. Stop compounding faster than occasional grand declarations. Recap. Shame functions like compound interest. It quietly subtracts value via secrecy, avoidance, and energetic contraction. Name it. The shame interest pattern. Interrupt it. Use the 90-second principle forgiveness ritual. Acknowledge, rename, reallocate 1%, and grant permission. Practice daily. This shifts pricing gravity and reopens your exchange geometry. Money is a pattern. Awareness is the key. If you want to decode the full architecture of your financial life, explore the deeper chapters and rituals in my complete library at Desmarques.com. There you'll find the detailed maps, sacred geometry of exchange, numerology of pricing, and other daily practices that compound into real results. Start with the shame interest chapter and use the ritual for 7 days straight. Report back to the practices and notice the shift. One shift changes your financial destiny. That is the money pattern. That is the mechanism. And that is your shift today. If you're ready to decode the full architecture of your financial life, explore my complete library at Desmarques.com.